Here she says, Nama Pankaj Nabhaya, Nama Pankaj Maline, Nama Pankaj Netraya, Namaste Pankaj Angraye. This is also, no, this whole prayers you should memorize. Prayers like King Kunti, these are wonderful prayers. So what she is saying here, Nama Pankaj Nabhaya. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with the depression like a lotus flower. So his abdomen is like a depression of lotus flower. And what he says, Nama Pankaj Maline. So who is always decorated with the garland of the lotus flower. And he says, Nama Pankaj Netraya. So whose glance is as full as lotus. The Namaste Pankaj Angraye. So and whose feet are engraved with the lotuses. So his feet as the prince of lotus flower. If you saw the markings in the lotus, Krishna's lotus feet. The Pankaj Angraye, the one whose feet are like a lotus. That is what his Nancy says here. Okay. So exactly she glorifies Krishna. In the next verse he says that Yathari Kesa Khalena Devki Kamsen Bati Chiram Suchar Pita Mochitta Ham Sahaj Sa Atmaja Vibo Svayeva Nathena Nihurhi Pad Dhanat. O Rishikesh, master of the senses, Lord of the Lords, Yatha Rishikesh. Yatha Rishikesh means, O master of the senses. Khalena Devki means, okay, so you, so Khalena Devki means, you have released your mother, Devki, who was long in prison and distressed by the envious king Kamsha. So, Kamshena Rudha, He Chiram Sucharpita. For a long time distressed. Sucha Arpitaha. And me and my children from the series of constant danger. So when Kunti Maharaj is offering prayers, when the Parikshit Maharaj and Uttara were saved from the radiation of Brahmastra released by Aswathama. So after saving the Uttara and Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Uttara, Kunti Maharaj is praying, O Master of the senses, Lord of the Lords, you not only have protected us, but even you have released your mother Devki, who have been imprisoned and displaced by the envious king for a long time, and me and my children from the series of constant danger. So, if you go through, there are so many constant dangers for Pandavas. Devki, the mother of Krishna and sister of King Kamsa, was put into prison along with her husband. So we know that, right? Because why? The envious king was afraid of being killed by Devki's eighth son. And because of that, what Kamsa did? He killed all the sons of Devki who were born before Krishna. And Krishna escaped the danger of child slaughter because he was transferred to the house of Nanda Maharaj. Okay. So Kunti Devi, along with her children, was also saved from series of danger. So how when the children, the Pandavas were put they were saved from the, and later on when they were in a Vanvas, Akyatvas, Krishna saved them from the anger of Durvasa Muni. And of course, Krishna helped them during their Akyatvas. And Krishna helped them to uh, protect the cows of Uttara Virat. There are so many incidents. Kunti Devi is remembering. Oh, you have not protected only this time, but you have protected us many, many times. Okay, so here Prabhupada writes that, no? But Kunti Devi was shown far more favored because Lord Krishna did not save the other children of Devaki. But if you see, Kunti Devi was much more favored. Why? Devaki के 6 पुत्र तो मारे गए. Krishna did not save. But not a single son of Kunti Devi was killed. So that's why Kunti Devi was more favored. Huh? And one more reason of doing this thing is that Kunti has no husband, whereas Devaki's husband Vasudeva was living. Okay? Kunti Devi was widow. No one was there to help her. So actually, the conclusion is that Krishna endowed more favor to a devotee who's in great danger. Okay, Krishna, let's say, in house there are two children, and one is very happy, and second child is crying. तो मदर किसके पास जाएगी? जो बच्चा रो रहा है उसके पास माँ जाएगी, राइट? ओ व्हाट हैपेंड? सो सेम वे कृष्णा इज मोर attentive to those devotees who are in distress. Okay? So that's what the Prabhupada is writing in the purport. The conclusion is that Krishna endows more favor to a devotee who is in great danger. Okay? This is very, very important. Because sometimes he put his pure devotee in such a dangers, because in that condition of helplessness, the devotee become more attached to Krishna, to the Lord. Personally, I also have experienced that. Okay? The more the attachment is there for the Lord, the more success is there for the devotee. So how much we'll be successful in our devotional service, it depends on how much we are attached to Krishna. Okay? And after coming to bhakti, sometimes we are in more miserable situation. Why? Because of that, Krishna wants to increase our attachment for him. We have to learn from this particular verse. And she says in the next verse that विषान महाग्ने पुरुषाद दर्शना सत सबाय वनवास क्षत्र युगे मृगे अनेक महा तथास्त्रो द्रोण्यस्त्र अस्यास्म हरे अभिरक्षितः. Please remember it. Which are those dangerous situations Krishna saved her then? My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from the poisonous snake, from the great fire, Banavat, that Lakshagru, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from suffering during our exile in the forest, from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. All this. So here, Prabhupada is writing the purport that the list of dangerous encounter is submitted here. Devaki was once put in a difficulty by her enemy's brother. Devaki was only once put in the difficult situation. Otherwise, he was well. But Kunti Devi and her sons were put in one difficulty after another for years and years together. Now, we come in bhakti and we sometimes face difficulty and we say, "Arey, pehle to aisa ho nahi raha." But Pandavas, they were very close associate of Lord Krishna. Krishna was personally playing with them, being with them. Still they had undergone so many difficulties. Devaki was only once. Kunti and their their sons were gone for so many years together, difficulty after difficulty. And now they were put in trouble by Duryodhana and his party due to the kingdom. And in each every time, the son of Kunti were saved by the Lord. Laugh and set fire. Once Draupadi was dragged out, an attempt were made to insult her by stripping her naked in the vicious assembly of the tourists. Lord saved Draupadi by supplying an immeasurable length of the clothes, and Duryodhana's party failed to see her naked. And similarly, when they were exiled in the forest, Bhima had to fight with Manitar demon hidden by Rakshas. But Lord saved him. So it was not finished there. After all, this tribulation, there was the great battle of Kurukshetra. And Arjuna had to meet the great generals as Drona, Bhishma, and Karna, all powerful fighters. And at last, even when everything was done away with, there was Brahmastra released by the son of Dronacharya to kill the child within the womb of Vipra. And so the Lord saved the only surviving descendant of the Kuru is Maharaj Parikshit. Kunti is narrating, oh Krishna, how many times you have saved? Devaki ko to ek hi baar. But here Krishna has saved Kunti and her son. So after there is each and every difficulties. And she says here, Vipada santutaha, sasvat tatra tatra jagadguru, to darshanayat syad apunarabhava darshanam. That's why this is very famous. Please be careful. Don't pray this thing. But Kunti Maharani can pray this thing. So that's why Kunti Devi is saying that I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we no longer see repeated birth and death. Kunti Maharani is thinking, oh, so now we have been enthroned on the uh, as a king of Hastinapur, and now we are leaving us. We don't want this happy situation. Because of this happy situation, we are living. It's better that you give us that misery again and again. And during each misery, you are with us. So better to give us that misery. That's what Kunti Maharani is saying. Okay. So that's generally the okay. Please, this is very exalted prayer. If you are not in, if it is not, this is not a cup of tea for us. But we should not become Sahajya and just imitate the Kunti Maharani and pray this. So, I wish that all those calamity would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we no longer see the repeated birth and death. That's what Kunti Maharani is saying. So generally the distress, the needy, the intelligent and inquisitive who have performed some pious activities, worshipper begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory environment. So, but the Kunti Maharani is saying that please give us misery again and again. Therefore, the pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take the shelter of lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for the liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. I remember once upon a time, actually in 2021, we have here, big program. There was some book release on the anniversary of Sri Ragaraswari Temple. So I remember the program was about to start. Just 6 hours before our server shut down. And, we have marketed everything on that particular website, and I was not understanding why it happened. So I had no other option. Just 3 hours I was praying. Nasima prayer guy continues 12 to 3 o'clock. Well, 12 o'clock in the night to 3 o'clock in the morning. And that prayers was so intense because it was going to happen another 48 hours to start, 24 to 48 hours. And the program was about to start at 7 o'clock. And I was not understanding what to do. The prayer, if some calamities come, some miseries come, we should take the shelter of Lord Krishna. That's what lesson we can learn from this particular prayers of King Kunti. So any difficulty in the family. Yes, we saw from the story of Narad Muni, that when Narad Muni's mother died, Narad Muni take it as a grace of Lord Krishna that he started for the north. So we should, whatever difficulties come in our life, we should take a shelter of Lord Krishna. That is what we can learn from the prayers of King Kunti. Okay, no, we are not going to say Krishna, oh, please give us the calamities again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we no longer see repeated births and death. We are not going to say, we are not at the level of King Kunti, but at least, but what we can learn that whenever difficulties come, We should remember the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. We should chant his holy name. We should remember how Pandavas has undergone the calamities after calamities, and how they took the shelter of Lord Krishna. And that's what we should learn from this particular verse. Okay? So we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue from this verse onwards. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.